What up? What up, everybody? It's September the 3rd, 2024. We're having a shitty day in the markets. I got my man Sam coming in here. Just added him to the screen. Hey, Sam, how you doing, buddy?
What is going on, guys? What is going on? I see Christopher Inks is already in the chat. What's up, guys? What's up, Gary? Welcome to the show, September 3rd. I thought today I would make the topic about getting shaken out of the market because, Gary, you and I have discussed actually in the past. I think the statement that you said was if you're getting shaken out of the market, you're normally in a bad position or you're wrong about something, right, is what I have written down. I don't always know what getting shaken out of the market really looks like or what it even means. Like, does getting shaken out of the market mean you're in a position and your position folds, or is it you decide to, or maybe you even lose money on a position, or is it more of you're deciding to get out of the market because you have shaky, weak hands, right? And that's maybe evidence that you're not supposed to be in that market in the first place, right? Because you didn't have the wherewithal to even hold out. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today, because it's a concept that I feel is really broad and I want to understand it more.
Yeah, I mean, my experience with getting shaken out of a market is usually due to two things, probably three things, but one is lack of planning. But mostly it's duration. How long did you go into the investment? There are many people that go into an investment and go, okay, I'm going to buy, for instance, I bought Clean Spark at $10.62 3 days ago, three trading days ago. It's at $9.24. I've lost over $50,000 in less than a week. Now, imagine somebody that was expecting that to go straight up. They didn't expect to see, $1.40 loss, $75,000 loss. They have an emergency. School needs money, right? And they get punked out. Basically, they have to sell this at a loss. They capitulate. They dump their position. Or they then take that short-term trading position that they bought at 10.62, and they justify they are now a long-term holder. When in fact, their duration was I told everyone, hey, my duration for a Clean Spark is 6 to 18 months. Hopefully it's 12 months in one day. That way I don't have capital gains. Well, no, really, it's a big difference between 6 months in one day and 6 months and 5 months and no days. Tax brackets, very different. So it's usually duration and size, right? The other one is size. I didn't talk about that. So if your volume is significant enough where you can't take the swing, it's just too painful for you, either because you have cash requirements somewhere else, or emotionally you just get, oh my God. Now what I should be doing here, if I like Clean Spark at 10.62, I should be looking at Clean Spark at 9.27 right here. Now, yes. Now the problem, fundamentally, nothing's really. I mean, well, maybe I need to look at, hey, what happened here? But now the issue is, I'm running around because the price changed by 16, 17%. I'm running around now going, hey, should I have a bigger position here? So this is the problem with trading. Trading versus investing. If you go into this as an investment, I'm curious about the price here, but I'm not panicking or freaking out. One, this position is not going to destroy me either. Okay. Like this was one of my last bets on this space. It's not, this is the end of the world. It's not a massive position. I'm not going to die. People get screwed up when they start. Imagine if I'd have bought this on leverage. Okay. And I'm down 17, 18%.
So that was actually going to be a question I had, because I was going to ask, if it dropping really mattered too much to you if you're not leveraged, because isn't that really when the drop matters, when you're leveraged?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's going to impact you, but is it impacting you financially or is it impacting you emotionally? No, nothing's changed in my universe, and nothing changed for CleanSpark. Right? I still have X number of shares of CleanSpark. When I invested it, I must have not needed the cash. Right? Now the question is, hey, should I buy some more of this stuff? There's clearly something going on with the mining market that, well, the whole market's weird, right? Right. The whole market,
Yeah.
you could build the case investing in this market right now is dangerous because there's so many weird things going on. But you could have said that for the last 5 years, man, and not been in the stock market. And that's missing these big moves, 20, 30% moves is, that's what people live for. And to miss one of these is not cool. So, I've got some money tied up in CleanSpark now that, quite frankly, it was tied up Friday too. See, it was tied up Friday at 1060. It was tied up, and now it's tied up at 922. Now I could go and, oh gosh, get offended. I did something wrong and dump my position. I don't know why I would do that. I still like the miners, and CleanSpark is, look, not to get into defending them, but they're basically, they came out and they're basically they're asking for a vote for more authorized shares. So there's going to be some dilution here. We know this about all the miners.
They want to issue more authorized shares so that they can raise more capital.
Correct. They will all raise more capital. They're capital intensive companies. Okay. Like, it's not like everyone didn't already know. So these are capital intensive companies. They're cyclical, meaning they tend to operate in cycles. So you're going to, just like the gold miners, there are people that have expertise in just literally investing in gold mines, and they think the gold miners, and they think the gold miners will outstrip and outperform the underlying commodity. And it does do that from time to time. So that's how you get shaken out of a market. The other mistake I think people make is they never think about their exit. Christopher talks a lot about this. Like, very few people plan their entry, and most people, like a lot of people, don't ever plan their exit. I'm actually bad about planning the exit. It's not something that I'm really, really good, disciplined at. And I could be better at that. So it's really about planning, right? Not being reactive. If you're a reactive personality, markets will chew you up, dude. They're built on reaction.
When CleanSpark drops $1, I mean, as long as you've been doing this, does that even touch you emotionally, or like, where's your mind go? Is it just hey, why'd this drop $1? My assumption is you don't even give a thought to selling. You just think, why did it drop $1, and should I buy more? Is that accurate?
I mean, yeah. Hey, like it's dropped precipitously today. It's clearly not a good look. I mean, it's gone from this morning it opened at 1026. It's down $1.03, and Friday it closed at 1086. So it's off $1.50. I've never thought about selling it. Didn't even run into my mind. Clearly made a timing mistake. Like, this is a mistake, okay? Like, I may end up making money on this thing, but right now, this is a mistake. I went in too early. Clearly didn't have the information on their authorized shares, but no one else did either.
So is it really a mistake then? I mean, how do you call
Well, it's
that
a
a mistake?
mistake right now. I mean, see, what is a mistake? In
Yeah.
any moment of time, I can probably come up with a scenario where it's a mistake. Like me buying this house was a mistake. Now that I look at the Bitcoin price, I could go, oh, wow, I could have made a lot more money. My kids are happy here. I enjoy it here. I wake up every morning, I'm in peace. There's no noise here. So did I buy it right? Didn't look like I bought it right the day I bought it. And now it's up 50%. So, it's funny, man. 5 days ago, I said it was really hot in Tampa. Now it's really cool. The weather's changing, right? Fall's here. So cycles change. There's only 12 to 15 miners in the space. I think if anybody wants to be in this space, you can either wait 4 years for the next cycle and build, spend $300-500 million trying to learn Bitcoin, or you could go buy one of these miners for a couple $1 billion. ExxonMobil could pick up 2 of these companies and it wouldn't even mess with their balance sheet. Poof, 3 billion, poof, 3 billion, right? I mean, it'd be so easy. Chicken easy. I mean, MasterCard could walk in here and buy half the miners. Okay, these companies are colossal. The mining business is tiny, man. It's Clean Spark's not worth, but what is Clean Spark's market cap? Clean Spark's market cap is 2.4 billion. Okay, I'll bet you that for 15 billion, $20 billion probably buys all the miners. So yeah, so I don't. I do think, one, I went into it for a long term. 2, long term, 1 year. 2, does the price hurt emotionally that, oh wow, I'm off $1? Yeah, I got it wrong. Okay, but I got it wrong right now. If I don't liquidate that sale, then I don't have a loss. I have a paper loss, but and my bank may care. See, that's sitting on my bank right now. So they're looking at it going, oh wow, Gary took $500,000 and turned it into 350. Will that hurt me? Well, it hurt me if I use too much leverage, right? If that's debt, if my entire bank balance gets crushed, they'll probably call me up and go, hey man, you need a little funding. That $500,000 you spent on Clean Spark, it went down to 350 and the rest of your portfolio went down too. So we need you to true up a little bit. Now that phone call won't come because the way I manage my positions, but again, this is emotional. Now, imagine if you're making $100,000 a year and you just took $30,000 of your family's money and did this. You're panicked, dude. If you did this and didn't tell your wife, you're like, shit. Okay. I think that happens a lot too. Okay. I think there's been a lot of money in the Bitcoin industry lost because they didn't tell the wife, the girlfriend, or whatever, and people get upset. People get upset and they go, hey, what the hell are you doing? Well, what you're doing is you're trading in a market where everyone has more information than you do. Okay, this is the problem with these markets. This is the problem with the public market. Here's a good idea. We got information on Clean Spark Friday night that probably wouldn't have happened in Bitcoin had it been on Bitcoin. You would have known the data, right? Having said that, we wake up one day and we go, oh, Mt. Gox is selling and this guy's selling. And so I as I go through this, I think that my thesis is correct on Clean Spark. See, that's probably what I should be doing is I should probably be buying call options on Clean Spark right now. Yeah, 1-year call options. Anyway, I probably need to look at, do I add here?
What is your thesis on CleanSpark? Is that holding it for a year? Is that your thesis?
No, what I was saying was that, hey, probably what I should be looking at is trying to buy some call options on CleanSpark. As the price got crushed here this quickly, I bet the premium for options has really gone down. You know, if you could buy a $15 call option, say in let me just go look at one of these here. Say March 2025. March 2025. Strike price is 15. Strike price is 15. That's $1.72. See, wow, that's expensive, but it's off. See, I could buy $1.72. I could buy a $15 call option that expires in March of 2025. That's 9 months from now, right? Roughly. It's down 26.5% this morning. Okay, so CleanSpark fell 15, 16%. This option fell 26%. $22 call option fell 33%. You could buy that for 98 cents right now. But, you know, on a call option like that, if I buy the call option in March, I give them the dollar, let's say 98 cents or dollar. Let's say I buy 10 contracts, I owe them $10,000. And if the price in March is not 15 or above, I'm going to lose my dollar, right? A dollar just goes away. So I lose 100% of it versus me holding on to CleanSpark and never getting pushed out. It doesn't have time decay on it, right? Because I own the underlying stock.
By time decay, Philip Swami just said the time cost is way too expensive for that call. Is he referring to time decay?
Correct. Yep. That's exactly what he's saying.
Is getting shaken out of a market, is that kind of a retail term? Like, can a company get shaken out of a market?
Everybody can get shaken out of a market. Everybody.
Like, how would a company get shaken out of a market? Literally just the same. Like, if a company's making an investment in something, like how do you get shaken out of the market if you're, ExxonMobil, for example? What are you investing in that you get shaken out of?
Well, in the case of a corporation, it would be that their portfolio, they become so bloated. Crude oil's at $40 and they can't make money. So they start selling large swaths of assets to the marketplace. They start literally dumping their book, right? Intel's doing that right now. Intel has just hired 2 investment bankers to tell us, hey, you investment bankers, tell us what we can hold on to and what we should sell. That's a corporate. This term that you're using is normally referred to with markets where traded markets are pushing the guy out. Either you have leverage, margin call, or their VAR, their value at risk, exceeds their risk management's team, the risk management's compliance policy, right? So they may say, hey, we have a value of risk of $300 million. And any day, if the portfolio moves more than $300 million, y'all have to do something. You have to liquidate. You cannot have your particular book. Let's say I'm trading Morgan Stanley's book. They will give me a value at risk. Gary has a $3 billion value at risk. Sam has a $30 million value at risk because he's less professional. He hasn't been around. He doesn't have the veteran, right? You don't have the clout that maybe I did. So I get a bigger
Those are the
VAR.
Parameters, the 30 million or the 3, those are parameters in which I can have a drop.
Yeah, but my point is that I'm working at Morgan Stanley. You're working at Morgan Stanley. I have a $3 billion VAR. You have a $30 million VAR. You might be working for me. Okay. And underneath me, oh yeah, Sam's got 30. Mary's got 300. And Bob over there, Bob swings the big dick. He's got 2 billion, but I'm overseeing all of it. You crush your number. You turn 30 into 300, right? And then the big swinging dick turns his 2 billion into a billion. Okay. Guess what? You're going to sell your position. Okay. You see what just happened? See, the value of risk over the whole portfolio got screwed up because of the $2 billion guy had so much volume. He stripped out your 10X, but because your 10X was such a good trade, it's the first thing that goes, dude. It's the only thing you can sell. So, that's what you have to think about is like, oh shit, this great company's getting sold. Yeah, dude, because it's the only thing you can sell at that point. Right.
So
and this is how liquidations occur.
Am I being punished because of Bob's $1 billion loss?
No, you're not being punished. You're in a club, and the club's got to make some decisions. Do you sell the $1 billion loss on the commodity that's really not going anywhere because you took $1 billion loss, dude? Okay. No. Hey, sell Sam's position. Now, Sam, you did well, but now you got to start over because your position's gone. You got to go do another 10Xer. Now you have $30 million of VAR. Guess what? You're going to be like, okay, let me go put that VAR to work. Because you're not getting commissions unless your VAR is being exercised, right? It's like going to the gym every day. Okay, I'm going to lift 200. I'm going to lift 200 today. You don't go to the gym, you got to keep going to the gym. You want the money to be working. You don't want it sitting on the sideline decaying because somebody will take it. I'll be like, hey, boss, Sam's not using the money. I'll take his 30 million, dude. Okay. I want Sam's 30 million. I can turn it into 22 right now. Add 22. I can. Yeah. By the way, if anybody ever wants to know how to take 30 million and turn it into 22, I am your man. And I don't charge much for it either. I do just a 1 in 10.
Interesting. So VAR is really almost a company term because Gary Cardone doesn't have a VAR per se, right? Like that's kind of your own emotional risk or your own barriers of what you want. But Gary Cardone doesn't have a VAR.
Yeah, it's a risk management term. I do have a VAR, but it's not something that I do have value at risk. Today I had an $80,000 move on one stock. So my value that's at risk probably increased a bit. But yeah, for the main part, this is a risk management tool where the board or risk manager can go, hey, look, we're within our operating boundaries. Nobody's going to blow a hole in the ship.
Swami says, maybe buy clean spark puts if it drops hard cash in the puts and keep the long stock. Just a thought. What exactly is he saying there?
Yeah, see, I mean, those guys are smarter than I am, but I would not buy put after the price has just moved 20%. It seems like that would be very expensive at this point. And although if he's saying the call option's expensive, then I got to believe the put is very expensive here. But I haven't looked at it really. I haven't looked at the values or the pricing on those options. Yeah, he may be right though. They may both be, and they're very thinly traded markets. Those options on those mining companies are very thinly traded.
Could you give me an example of when you were shaken out of the market? or maybe even someone close to you who you saw?
No,
get shaken out of the
listen, dude,
market?
I was in a position in 1995. No, it's probably 97. I was short. Oh, I was short about 800 billion cubic feet a day in the UK, and everyone figured it out, and I couldn't get out. So this was not just what's the term you're using?
Shaken out of the market.
Shaken out. This wasn't getting shaken out.
That almost sounds like you were being targeted.
Well, the shakeout was so aggressive, I couldn't get out. Literally, the position was so large. Remember, I said, hey, it's either about duration or time. Well, one, I'm a public company. So I have every 90 days, I'm having to report earnings. There's only so much you can do. In your VAR, in the big picture, there's only so much you can do. And a corporation, when you start losing, oh, wow, I'm going to lose $100 million on this position. That's $10 million a month, dude. Okay, like that's a lot of money. Also, what happens if your main corporation also is losing money and they're on quarterly earnings? So people start looking around going, okay, which one are we going to cut? The pain was so bad, my guys were like, hey, look, let's double up the position or triple it. Meaning, we like Gary. We think Gary's right most of the time. Maybe it's just the problem with the timing. Let's double it up. I'm like, no chance, dude. We're not doubling anything up. I'm getting out of this position. Once I got out of it, the market calmed down, but it really needed me to get liquidated. That's what it was, really a liquidation event for me. Because I couldn't get out. There was just not enough volume to get out in these very thinly traded early stage markets. My position was just too large relative to the market to get it out. So not only did I get punked out, but I got pushed out, really. But like, they didn't do anything wrong. And when you say they were targeting me, you have never heard me complain about somebody targeting me when I'm weak. What I bitch about is when the government agencies target, or Visa, MasterCard target small players, and they take advantage of small players because they know they can't deal with the legal issues or the cost to play the game. So that's like, they did no Shell, Exxon Mobil, British Gas, Centrica, BP, Mobil. Dude, they did target me. They knew I was running around naked all over the streets of London, and they basically put the light on me. I mean, that's the market. That nobody did anything wrong.
It's just how it works.
But if you start, using your dominant position to put me in my place, that's uncool. I made a mistake. I got fucking slaughtered. Now, the good news of that, the sooner you correct that position, this is a huge mistake people make. For instance, you're sitting here looking at my clean spark thing going, he's not even worried about it, man. Just the way he's answering the question, like, oh, whatever. But let's say that was a problem. Dude, I need to rip that position off. Okay, just close it and move on. The reason I share that is this big position I was in the 90s that caused me, one, I wasted 9 months. Okay, this position's so large, I'm literally going, oh my God, I can't even get anything else done, dude. I drive to the office in the morning at 5, thinking about this position, and I drive home at 7, thinking about the position and how to get out of it. As soon as I closed the position, the moment I closed it, it was like the sun had risen in the east. Morning is here. Cat Stevens playing in the background. And somebody's got me a beautiful cup of coffee. A beautiful, woman's bringing me a cup of coffee in her beautiful negligee robe, right? It's just on a Sardinia coastline. I mean, it was like that, dude. I made $2.5 billion right after that, dude. It was unbelievable. As soon as I wiped out my position, it wasn't quite $2.5 billion, but I mean, the pivot was so awesome. Ended up getting all my pride back. I came back like a comeback kid, and a little lucky and very, very fortunate, but you gotta learn not to knock on the door. But my point is a little bit like a divorce, right? I had to get out of the position, close it, and then I could grow again. Until then, it consumed every piece of blood, oxygen, cell, protein that I had. It was just sucking the life out of me. This is why I don't think most people should trade. Like if you're working at McDonald's and you're trying to trade, you're going to lose so much money. You're going to lose your job too, because like you shouldn't be looking at the stock price when you shouldn't be on Twitter when you're working at McDonald's. You should be working for McDonald's, man. Right? So I just don't think, like, imagine a guy like me being in the market with Bitcoin. Oh yeah, I've got $100 million loss. Can you imagine that, dude? You're worrying about $1,000 movement, and you got guys sitting around going, "Yeah, I'm up 100 mil. Oh, I'm down 100 mil. I've got VAR of $500 million." I think people don't really fully understand the type players that are in this. These are assassins, man. They're assassins with numbers and money. And I say that with great respect. Okay. Like they are professionals, man. You would not go into a snipe field and try to compete with a guy with a 50 caliber weapon who has been trained for 3 years. Yet people do this all the time on Robinhood, dude. Like, well, really, man? Do you understand who that guy is on the other side? So I just think this is it's a brutal game, man. That's why investing and trading are very, very, very different things. And the moment your trading becomes a long-term investment, you are an irrational investor trader. And I cannot tell you how many people take short-term positions and turn them into long-term holds. Mentally, they don't even write it down on a piece of paper, dude. They're just like, okay, I'm upside down on Clean Spark. It was originally a 6-month trade, but I'm going to hold it forever. In fact, I'm going to hold it so long I'll sell Bitcoin first. This is where people lose money. I mean, a lot of money making these reactionary decisions.
Can you actually, because I got confused when you said you were in this trade for 9 months. So could you actually give me a little more background on what this trade was and why you thought at the time it was a good trade, and then how that plays out in 9 months? Because this is ordering, right? You're ordering 800,000 or whatever, 800 cubic feet of natural gas, I assume, from the supplier to the person who needs it for demand, correct? But that's over a 9-month period.
Yeah, but the difference is I had sold it. I had sold the energy, so I was short. We may have confused things. So it took me 9 months to close that position. Okay, so I woke up in February, realized the position's fucked up, and it took me.
But you'd already sold it, so the person's already getting the amount of gas that you.
I'm so short, dude. I have contractual obligations to deliver 900 million cubic feet a day with no energy. I'm buying spot. So this is what Iron's getting ready to do. They're going to buy spot and sell Bitcoin into the spot market. Good luck on that one, dog. I mean, I own some of this company. I'm like, really? You're going to start doing that? So basically what I did was I sold long-term fixed price nat gas, probably for 3 years. And then I bought it in the spot market. And I kept buying in the spot market, went from 9 to 10 to 11 to 12. I'm like, shit, I sold it at 12. I'm buying it at 12. I'm getting buried. My marks are changing. You know, what is a mark? Every day, I will sit down today and I will have a mark on my positions on crypto. And I will be down probably 8% today. And that portfolio will change by 8%. Imagine someone who is a public company. We're short 900 million cubic feet a day, and the price is moving 10 cents a day. So every day we have to remark our books and go, oh, wow, another $900,000 loss today. Okay, but it's just a mark. It's not cash. It's just a mark against what we think we're going to have to pay for energy tomorrow. Now, on the 9-month conversation, I think got confusing is I think my clean spark position is for 6 to 18 months, call it 12 months, right? That's the point I was trying to make, was that it's the other thing is that nat gas position wasn't in an open market. Okay, I was expanding that market. So I also got caught up in, hey, we don't really have a really clear traded market. A little bit like where Bitcoin's at right now, where the market wasn't fully developed. Remember I told you once that I got a phone call on a Monday morning and somebody said, hey, are you trying to buy energy from the Norwegians, which is perfectly legal, by the way. They are in the EU last time I checked. In fact, more so than the Brits are. And I was told that if I did the deal in Norway, I was trying to cover this position. If I did the deal,
during that 9-month period.
If I did the deal, I would be removed from the United Kingdom, even though I had a passport. It literally says indefinite stay, right? So it's not the first time people have tried to get rid of people shorting markets, man. The Hunt brothers did it. The Hunt brothers went long on silver and they got screwed. Government changed the rules on them. And when you go into these markets like the UK that can be really managed by 1, 2, 3, 4 players, I mean, you do get spanked from time to time. I know no one that's a professional trader that hadn't gotten spanked really bad. Dude, I don't care who they are. Warren Buffett, Paul Tudor Jones, you get spanked sooner or later if you're a professional trader.
Just to walk this back though, just because I'm really enjoying like learning about this specific deal. So you made a deal because you're assuming, okay, I'm going to lock these people in at this price for a 9-month period. Your assumption was natural gas was going to go down in price and that you were going to be making money because of the contract you had. But then it starts ratcheting up, right? And you're stuck trying to find the cheapest natural gas you can get from anywhere else, because the more expensive, obviously, you buy it, those expenses, those losses go to your company and you're responsible for that. Correct. So when you were looking for a deal in, you said Norway, you were hoping to find cheaper gas to cover this contract. But then they said, no, you are not going to do that. Which kind of boxed you in to maintain this position. So Gary had to sit on his hands for 9 months until this concluded. And just every day you were hoping, okay, where can I get the cheapest spot price natural gas to fulfill this one mistake that I made, this one bad bet?
That's right. Every day.
That's a shit ton of pressure.
Yeah.
All based on one decision.
So when people make comments and say, hey, he looks older than his brother. No shit, dude.
Like that's actually insane to me, to have to wake up every day and go, okay, it's month 4. I'm still trying to figure out how to not completely screw over the company over a deal I made 4 months ago.
Yeah. Over a decision that, took planning. I mean, it's one thing to have a big position. People don't understand how long it takes to get one of those. Like you don't put on a position like that in one day. You literally go into a market and and that's why I say this is very similar to what's going on in Bitcoin. Most certainly people are moving Bitcoin's price around. Okay. That is not manipulation, folks. Quit being a little girl. This market and every market like it will get moved around by those that can move it. And those that can't move it will be moved around. That's what getting shaken out means. See, that's really the term shaken out, that there are professionals that are hitting price targets, targeting price targets, not people. They're targeting price targets that are weak. It's clear to me Bitcoin is weak. It has no natural inherent current buyers. The 15-year-old buyer, he's maxed out with Bitcoin. He doesn't have any more fiat to invest in Bitcoin. And now it's left up to all the outsiders coming in. The crypto bros aren't going to move Bitcoin's needle, right? They're broke. And their altcoins aren't doing what they thought they were going to do. I did suggest that we were going to have a dominance change. We are having that dominance change right now. In fact, I think if you put Coinbase into this thing and the miners into this thing, and now what's a miner? Is a miner an altcoin or are they Bitcoin? I'd stick the miners on the Bitcoin. Exactly. What's Coinbase? Okay, we'll take whatever Coinbase's massive amount of money comes from and give it a percentage into the Bitcoin market versus the other market. Yeah, I think Bitcoin's dominance for certain. You see the flaw here, though. You see the flywheel can't really continue to expand because the crypto bros sitting in Dogecoin can't really. If they go into Bitcoin, they're taking a loss right now. So their buying power is muted compared to what it was when it went into Dogecoin. So there's nowhere to go, right? Unless everybody moves that alts and goes into Bitcoin, which, these people don't tend to do that. It's very hard to take a loss like this. I mean, imagine, you still with me? You zoning out on me. No, imagine me taking 500 grand just for, easy math. Now it's 350 and I pull the trigger and go, okay, I'm going to lose 150 grand on 500, dude, in 4 days. That money, you know how long that'll take me to recover? Okay. This is why these are, this is what gets people fucked up right here. This squeeze right here. Like, oh shit, can't do anything. Can't sell it because it's too big of a loss. Can't sell it and move it into something else that might move faster. But again, if your duration and your size is correct, these are the things that people get wrong. How long am I holding on this position? If it's for 5 years, why am I worried about the price today? Okay. If it is 5 years, why am I not? If it was a good buy Friday, why is it not a better buy today? Has something changed? I don't think anything's changed. Now, if Bitcoin goes to 40 grand, CleanSpark's going to have a problem. But every miner's going to have a problem. That's a fact. Every Bitcoin holder is going to have a problem too.
So Iron, you said, is now trading spot for their energy. So that what makes that so risky now is all these other miners are in these long-term contracts. So whether they're more expensive or whether they're cheaper, right, relative to whatever the spot is, it's at least a reliable price that you know they're going to have to pay for the long term. Whereas IRA now is completely at the whim of whatever the market is. So if natural gas decides energy starts to spike, IRA now becomes the odd man out and is going to be shedding profits more so than any other miner.
I don't necessarily think it plays out that way. I think the way it will play out is Iron busted a number for having a hedge. I think, anyway, let's assume that's what they had, and they busted a number. Their management team immediately goes into, hey, let's fix that. We're just going to buy a spot. If electricity prices go from 400 a meg to 4,000, what happens to Clean Spark? I mean, Iron. Are they going to buy $4,000 megawatt, or are they going to just turn off their mining facilities? They're going to turn off, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, to be honest, I don't know how to.
They're going to turn off, and so are the people who sold call options to the utilities. They too will stop mining. See, this is a problem. I mean, you're going to stop mining Bitcoin.
They want to just try to take out loans.
No, you're going to stop mining Bitcoin when the cost of electricity is $4,000. Okay, nobody is going to mine Bitcoin. They're going to sell into the power grid, right? So then, who's mining Bitcoin?
They're like the cheapest contracts.
Cheapest contracts. Like, you're going to sell $4,000 a megawatt. You fuck Bitcoin. See, this is my point. Bitcoin mining, when it's most needed, will be sold to the power companies. Like, the miner's not going to get the $3,500 arbitrage. They gave it away to the utility. The utility's not sitting there going, hey, miner, sell me $4,000 power, dude. Okay? They can always get power. They don't want $4,000 power. They want $300 power. And that's why they're calling Clean Spark. Hey, by the way, I get your $300 power I paid you $50 for. $50 premium, whatever they paid. My point is, Iron will miss the $4,000 sale, and they'll miss the Bitcoin sale. You see, this is an issue. So when you don't have your energy locked down. So we'll see who survives this. My point is, I've never seen a professional trader not bust their numbers. And that includes ExxonMobil, Shell, Royal Dutch Shell, Mobil, Conoco, BP, and everybody else. So just because you own a bunch of energy doesn't mean you can't lose a shitload of money selling energy.
It's crazy to me how crazy the energy market is, and it makes sense more in my mind why someone would be willing to pay for more expensive energy just to lock in a steady price in a contract, and then let the energy producer, the utilities, then have to deal with the fluctuations. Because then if you're buying at spot, now all that stress of the fluctuations goes on the company as opposed to the utility. And so that's why you're saying that some of these miners are going to get wrecked because they think they can trade energy because of how volatile and aggressive the energy market is. Because it's shifting responsibility their way that they either one don't need to take on or previously have not had to take on.
Yeah, just to be clear, okay, Bitcoin is not a volatile product, okay? I know everybody talks about how volatile it is, but compared to electricity and natural gas, Bitcoin is a walk in the park. So imagine now, oh, wow, I'm having to deal with Bitcoin volatility and power. Oh, you're buying power on a 30-minute cycle? Wow. I sure hope you know everything that's going on both upstream and downstream of your power systems and where you're pricing that. It's a different business, man. And when I tell you that I don't know any professional traders who hasn't, come close to blowing their companies up with power and nat gas, like we haven't seen shit in Bitcoin yet. I mean, imagine that. Exxon could easily lose $500 million trading energy, and they own it, dude. Okay, these markets are ruthless. I mean, they don't surrender any nobody gets a gimme or bonus for having a big logo.
Yeah.
And I think the point I'm trying to make is that, Goldman Sachs doesn't need an oil position or a power position to trade it. Right? These are professional traders. They do not need to understand engineering. They're understanding supply and demand, logistics, weather. The things that impact energy are staggering. Nowhere near Bitcoin's nowhere near the complexity of energy. Not even close, man.
Bitcoin, buying and holding Bitcoin sounds a lot easier and nicer than everything described today. A lot
Totally,
easier
dude.
and nicer.
Look, you look at these mining companies and go, wow, why is Gary in the mining companies? Well, probably because I couldn't buy Bitcoin. I could not buy Bitcoin in this facility. I could have bought the ETFs, but I mean, to be a miner, you have to understand power. You have to understand natural gas. You have to get right-of-ways, just like as if you were an oil company. You have to understand data. You have to understand data mining, ASICs. Then you have to understand Bitcoin, right? Oh, you also have to go find a shitload of capital and tap into the debt markets and launch an ATM and irritate your customers, irritate your shareholders every time you hit the ATM, which is why all the miners are down this morning, because CleanSpark's going to tag it. They're going to go hit that ATM hard. They're going to raise a bunch of money. Then the stock's going to go back up. So I like their ability to be able to raise money and buy shit. This is most definitely going to, this space is going to get consolidated, the mining space. So you're totally right, dude. If you look at this versus mining, you buy Bitcoin. You buy Bitcoin and you don't worry about their debt. You don't worry about how many exahash they're doing. You don't have to worry about any of that. Like, I'm buying Bitcoin, dude. My duration's 8 years, and I'll take a look at what happens then. And you're never going to get flushed out. And the size of your position, you just keep adding Bitcoin. It's so simple. It is so simple.
Yeah, it strengthens my resolve on what I'm doing currently.
Yeah. No, look, I think people can get caught up with doing a lot, but accomplishing very little.
Yeah, I think that's well said. It's the classic work smarter, not harder, right?
Yeah, well, I think a lot of people give credit for busy. And, I've got a 1:30 meeting at 2 o'clock. I guarantee I'm going to be laying horizontal thinking for half an hour and just chilling out. I don't constantly have to be doing something. I mean, if it's productive, cool.
Yeah. Well, and to that note, I think people assume being busy means productivity, but they also assume relaxation or not being in movement means you're not being productive. And I think that's a false assumption, because I think everyone needs time to, okay, well, what's my next move? What am I doing? Like planning, right? Like planning can look very simple. Meditation, all that stuff. Like I would consider meditation work, but it's not work how we're thinking of work. It's work as in, well, I need to make sure that I'm making the right decisions and ensure that I'm in the best mental state for those decisions. Right. So meditation to me, it's, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, look, I don't, I'm always surprised that professional athletes can go sit in a ice bath. They can meet with a psychologist. They can go get a massage for 2 hours, go to the doctors, do acupuncture, read a book, and it's all part of their program. But me, I go get a massage and like, bruh, really, man? You're not working hard enough. You know what I'm saying? And then, or the other guy that shows up on Monday to do his planning for Tuesday. Now he's the guy I hate. He's the employee that I just want to do this to. Like, seriously, dude, seriously, you show up on Monday. Oh, the other guy, here's another pet peeve of mine. HR or the head of sales does one of these. We need a CRM. We need to spend $10,000 on a CRM. I'm like, oh, is that right? Why? To keep up with our customers, to contact our customers, to be in touch with our customers, to understand every button that our customers have. How many customers do you have? We don't know. That's why we need a CRM. If you don't know how many customers you have, you most certainly do not need a fucking CRM. What you need is this. I bought this for $1.95. Okay, I buy 10 of these at a time. I mark every one of them. See, September, and I store. And my customers' names go in there. See, Sam Arms. Sam lives here. Sam's phone number is. This is my CRM. When my boss calls me up and says, Gary, we got a sales meeting today at Tuesday. I want to hear about your top 4 customers. When my answer is this, oh, Mr. Cardone, I'll be right back. I need to check the CRM. Note that you just buried yourself in a 4-foot hole. I will never forget that comment. You have 4 customers and you're telling me that you need a CRM to keep up with them? Dude, I need a fucking notepad and their phone number, okay? And I need to actually get out of my own way and start calling them, buy them lunch, and try to close them. And then figure out how to add somebody on that damn list. And the Amazon needs a damn CRM, okay? Like when we get so many damn customers, okay, we'll go, oh yeah, we need a CRM. CRM. I'm going to New York on the 17th. That's the only reason for a CRM. Spit me out everybody that's in New York. Pisses me off because I've never seen a CRM do that. Ever. I'm going to New York, man. Spit out every customer. Phone number, email address. Not one company I've ever been at has that tool. And it's just Mickey Mouse bullshit. It's an excuse. I don't need a CRM. I need to know who my potential clients are. I need to know who my real clients are, and I need to know who my enemies are. Okay, that's it. And I need to talk to all of them on a regular basis. This is not that complicated, man. It's gotten too HRy, okay? It's just literally gotten too HRy. I've literally worked in maybe 10 companies, never used a CRM in my life. Never. And I still know my clients, man. If I get in trouble, I know who to call. If I get in trouble on an energy deal, I know who to call, man. Now, am I highly organized? The downs, do I think there's some value of a CRM? Sure there is, man. But for Node 40, probably not. I mean, when you're starting a business, if you don't know every one of your clients by first name, you don't have a business, dude. You need to give the business to someone else to run, because that's if I need $800 tomorrow from clients, I need to know who's 10 people I can call. Like, solve the problem, move on. I just reached out to a buddy of mine. I'm like, hey, look, man, I need some help on this deal. I want you in the deal, right? I bugged him 5 times over this thing. I'll at least find out why he hasn't been interested. And maybe it has nothing to do with me. So I think the other thing is CRM sometimes put people in a box not to talk to people in the industry. Like I have a lot of conversations with people I think you've noticed now, and they don't always have a clear reason why I'm having the call. Like, if I vet everyone heavily, I may not have any meetings, right? And that's not really where my life is in this business right now. I'm learning, okay? And hopefully 3 years from now, I'm going to have the same bloody attitude, man. I'm still learning. Now, I may be talking to different people, okay? But I'll tell you one thing. The problem for me is that as I move up in an organization, as it gets bigger, I don't like not having some of this wasted energy meetings. Like, I like talking to some people hearing a goofball pitch, because I'm like, wow, that hasn't matured yet. Just there's certain areas I get involved in calls sometimes, and like people are like, why are you here? I'm like, I just want to listen to where people are at right now in their head. Like, where do they think this industry is? I just got off the phone with a guy. He's running a fund out of New York. It's his second fund. And they're like, hey, we're Bitcoin only. And I'm like, hey, listen, I've heard of this Bitcoin only thing. Why would you do that to yourself? Why wouldn't you say we are digitizing planet Earth and we're going to support digitizing planet Earth? And if Bitcoin is the base layer on that, awesome, dude. If Slipkney Nipney is cool, that's awesome too. Okay, I'll build a business for that. And it's kind of interesting, right? Hey, why would you build a Bitcoin only? Because the addressable market's going to be smaller. Even if you thought in 30 years, Bitcoin eats it all. Bitcoin most certainly is not going to eat it all tomorrow. There's going to be some other things in there. Maybe they use dollars. Still going to have to be tracked. Maybe they use yen. Maybe they use a stable coin. I don't know. They're going to use digits, right? So it's really, really, really interesting. Now, I got the guy completely pulled around. He said, yeah, we would look at your project because it's a very different, it's an industry business. It's not a small little, it's not a boutique business, right? So, but there'll be plenty of those people, man. There'll be the token guys, and there's not going to be any shortage of investors in the crypto space.
Yeah. Well, we're past the hour, Gary. Do you want to wrap it up?
Why don't you wrap it up? Why don't you? What are you getting out of any of this, other than we're going to go help somebody and do something nice for somebody today? I know that's where you're taking me, but what do you get out of any of this
today? I love the topic today for multiple reasons. One, I love the topic today because for me, it puts in perspective not only a term that I hear all the time, but where that term even comes into play, getting shaken out of the market. But then two, and I'm probably going to have us do a video on this that's not live, but I like as you can tell, I really like the trading story, which I even have more questions that I could ask you about. Because not only did it help me understand the energy market more, as well as some of the things that you've been saying about miners, I'm still fascinated by the fact that there's jobs out there where one decision can hold you in for 9 months. And I kind of had this concept where I thought, okay, so you make a bad trade, and then it's like, okay, the trade dies or something happens, and then you move on to the next trade, as opposed to, nope, you're stuck. Have fun for 9 months, seeing how you can minimize the damage of a decision, which to me is just very fascinating, because that had just didn't click for me. Hadn't occurred that, and I think, oh, that's what Gary did. That's part of what Gary did.
Yeah, like, if you think about it,
sucks.
Well, if you think about it, it's very similar to unwinding a relationship that you've had for a while. There is no, okay, we both agree. Let's say you and I are in a relationship. We're like, man, this isn't really working. You know, it's still going to take some fucking time to unwind it. And the problem is you're unwinding it when it's like, oh, I really don't want to be doing this. You have angst about it the whole time. You're emotionally gutted over it. Fuck, I made a mistake. Then I'm going to start blaming you because this is a pain in my ass. My prosperity for the future is being hammered by a decision I made yesterday. This is why, you know, Chris talks so much about your emotions. And I really value that part of it probably more than anything, because it is the emotions that have us making decisions like, hey, I just don't want to take this loss right now. Well, I don't want to take a loss either, dude, but this is the right time to take it because you're going to chew up tomorrow. If you hold this position, you can't do anything tomorrow morning. Like you're literally fucking trapped because the company's not going to give you more VAR. They're not going to give you more value at risk to trade, right? You're done. I mean, and think about it. There is a point where my money runs out. I can't keep doing margin calls, right? Oh, Gary did some margin. Yeah, dude, I'll do margin as long as I can. And then it's time to liquidate, right? So this is why duration and size, if duration, the term that you're going into these investments is not really well planned out, and if your time duration, and then if your size is not relevant to what you and your family can handle, this is why people get shaken out. Those are the two reasons: size and duration. Everything else is, if it was right, you wouldn't get shaken out. Yeah. And on that note, I think everybody should go out and build their, what's the word for this? This is a perpetual, infinite savings investment device made up by Gary Cardone. Go do something nice for somebody today, and you're going to get credit for the future. How's that? You're going to get credit for the future. You're going to be able to use that credit sometime in the future, but you got to spend something I call nice today. You get to be nice today, and then sometime in the future, karma is going to come to you, and you're going to be a better person for it. So that's what I'm going to do with my life today.
There you go. All right, Gary.
Sammy?
Well, thanks as always. Yeah.
Thank you, buddy. Y'all have a great day, and we'll see you on Spaces. What?
We'll see you on Spaces Thursday, but we'll see you live tomorrow. Same time as always, guys, 12 noon.
Thank you, guys. Ciao.